Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome once again on EGL. It is the SLR late night no assist here on Friday evening here at Suzuka today. And good to be back in the comms booth once again. I'm Icewind, of course, as most of you, I guess, know me by now. And joining me on the commentary booth is Pretorius. Good evening to you as well.
Good evening, Icewind. Good evening, viewers. I was absent for the last one, but yeah, now I'm back.
Yep, so you're definitely back for the best track of the season, at least in my opinion, and that's sort of my first pointer here in the list. That it's I guess it's a little divisive, but I would say this is definitely a driver favorite track. So
yeah, I've been surprised about how many people actually don't like it. I thought it was like a track that everybody loved, but apparently not.
Yeah, and it's definitely like offers the first sector especially is really fun to drive these in these Formula One cars and pretty much any race car, to be honest. And also the rest of the track is quite nice. It is sort of as a one. I don't know if it's a negative thing or not, but it is pretty difficult to overtake on this track. You have only one DRS straight, which is not that long on the main straight. But there are like a couple of other overtaking spots, like for example on the back straight into 130R. If you get a good run out of Spoon, you can overtake there, and maybe into the final chicane as well, as we saw a couple of overtakes into that in the Tier 2 race that just ended a little while ago. But yeah. Do you have anything else to mention about this track?
Well, yeah, I mean, it is one of those tracks where you have to be committed on the overtakes. You can't just breeze past or anything like that. We did see a few collisions in turn 1 in the Tier 2 race.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's like a corner that's infamous for those kind of collisions. It's very easy to misunderstand each other, and one guy maybe thinks he can cut in, and the other guy thinks he has the right for space, and then you just come together, and usually one guy goes spinning. And then of course you have the chicane where you just again, you really have to be committed on the brakes to be able to make a move. So yeah, it's definitely not easy, but I mean, I think that's something that makes it better, is the fact that you have to be so committed on the overtakes.
Yeah, exactly. And turn 1 is while it's a good overtaking spot, you go in basically flat out at over 300 kph. So it's if either of you like drifts a little bit out of your line, you end up probably spinning each other around, or at least the other guy around. So yeah. Strategy-wise, I think it is a one-stopper, right? So I would say that the fastest strategy is definitely soft-medium. I've seen some people do soft-hard as well, though. So yeah.
Yeah, I remember there was some talk about that last season, that the soft-hard could be an option, because you can get quite a significant undercut if you pit for the hard tires. I think it depends on pace, but I would say in Tier 1, with the pace that the drivers have there, it's probably like lap 8 is I would say the earliest you can pit for mediums. So of course when you go on hards, you can pit a few laps earlier and get that undercut in the track position, which of course is very strong here. But I still think soft medium is definitely the most popular.
Yeah, and at least on my second screen here, I'm just gonna hop over there in just a little while. We have at least dry weather in qualifying there, so let's see what it is for the race. Just a quick peek on the championship standings here. They don't look very nice, but you know, it's gets the job done hopefully anyway. So Tipsy actually at the same points as he was before, because he had a bit of a nightmare of a race at Russia last week. Jump start, spin, another drive through I think later in the race as well. So Tipsy didn't score any points at all, but also his nearest championship rival didn't race that week. So yeah, it's still a wide open field. Ocean Chief in 3rd, and then Sonny, who is not racing today, in 4th. On the team side, Ferrari with the lead of Tipsy Bob is also leading there, and Alfa Romeo with Shaq and Ocean Chief in P2. Red Bull about 10 points behind them. So yeah, it's gonna be an interesting one. I guess we can hop into the action now. So the first cars are on their outlaps, I think.
Yeah, it's Julius leading the way at the moment, the Renault.
Yeah, let's see if I. Where is he again? I'm finding my buttons here again. So.
Yeah, that might create some traffic problems because we know that Julius is one of the slower drivers in the tier. So yeah, maybe they'll bunch up a bit towards the end with all these drivers out.
Yep, it's a little bit reminiscent. I'm not trying to be insulting to anybody, but it's a little bit reminiscent of, you know, the Minardi days back in the day when they went out first always to get some TV time. So let's see, let's give Julius this opportunity. As runs really deep into the last corner. So do you want to take it away? Let's see what he can do.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, down the main straight, the only dear straight off the track, of course, towards turn 1, and he's gonna be going flat into the corner and a little bit too much speed.
Oh, and
so
yeah,
there's not gonna be much to commentate on here, but yeah, just carried too much speed, didn't really get the car slowed down. I think he just didn't hit the brakes at all.
Cat's Ocean Chief here. He's going through the S's, so maybe we can get him instead on the stream here.
Yeah, this Dunlop curve left-handed is so difficult, depending on the setup, of course. But most setups, on a fast setup at least, it's usually very much on the limit there if you can keep the rear planted. But up towards the hairpin, and he's gonna be braking while turning in, trying to take a late apex, and it's really difficult to get on traction here because it's quite bumpy. And then he's gonna have to keep it tight to the inside here, up towards the boom in 8th gear, and gonna be going out to 6th, I would imagine, 5th even, and then keeping it really tight to the inside the whole way and getting a good run towards 130R, which is of course flat out. This is where we go across the bridge where other cars are underneath, and down towards the chicane, braking around about 100 and carrying a lot of speed in 3rd gear and cutting both the curves, and then trying to get good traction out of the chicane and keeping it really tight to the inside as well. And that's 27.975 for Ocean Chief, but he's beaten immediately by Easy with a 27.562.
Yep, girl, actually, whoa, 27 flat straight away, so that's a fast lap, and 26.7 from Pemmy as well. So yeah, fast time straight away on the board. Who else is Tipsy? Well, maybe Tipsy's decided to go out there on the medium tires, so this is probably not going to be P1 for Tipsy, but he goes 4th anyway in those mediums, 27.7. And Coyote as well, I have to say I'm a bit of a fanboy for him. So Coyote, good first lap in 3rd. My fellow Finnish driver from LOR.
Is that his first race in
I think it is actually his first race in SLR. I think he represented LOR in an EGL tournament in the last game or something. But he's been away for a while from F1 and come back in this season in LOR, and it's good to see him here as well. I actually encouraged him to join us today, so good to see him on track. Shakalaka, I think, is, well, Torska as well is on a lap here, but I'm gonna follow Shakalaka because he's ahead of him on track. And Shaka yet to set a time, 11.6 into the second split, so this is somewhere into that tight pack, I think, somewhere around Ocean Chief maybe. Ocean Chief actually did his, trademark. He's done another lap on those and done a 27.6 now. And Shaka 28.5, so not the best final sector for Shaq there. And I have easy is, that pop up on the screen all the time. Can I somehow get rid of it?
Yeah, same for me.
It's Pemmy now. Oh, it's gone actually. So I went to the race director once and came back, so it's gone. Hopefully it'll stay that way.
It looks like Kebab went straight from an outlap and back into the pits. Not sure what that was about. Still hasn't set a lap.
Wonder if he's picked up damage. Whoa, that looked very strange. Like the has did like a little bit of a bunny hop into the pit lane there. Wow. I'll add that on the Codemasters bug list. Yeah, I think there's nobody really on a lap right now, so we're gonna have to wait a little while. Julius is on an outlap. And also Boosted Mess is on an outlap, but he's just started it, so we're gonna have a bit of a lull here in the action. And yeah, let's see what the drivers can do. So Boosted Mess also, I think Boosted Mess really enjoys this track. He did quite well in the Tier 4 race this week, didn't he? He got P6, I think. So sort of half expecting him to do pretty well today. And hopefully this is not a curse for him. Saying that. And let's see if Julius can get a time on the board this time around. Approaching turn 1, he really overshot it last time. And he keeps it in the confines of the track this time around, and onward we go. Furios has actually... What? He's crashed out, I think, in the final corner there, hasn't he?
No.
And that's the end of his qualifying, so that's basically means that he's gonna start all the way at the back of the field. And yeah, there he is, his Williams there in the wall. So has he done the traditional, hit the pit and entry wall and fly out to that direction? I somehow recall you actually doing that, but maybe it was assisted by Vinny like a few seasons ago.
Yeah, that was on the curb, I think. Just on distraction, I got it for some reason on the curb because I was inexperienced and spun and Vinny crashed into me.
Oh yeah, that must have been it. F1 2018, right? It's like one of my first league races in SLR, I think.
Yeah, I've reminded Vinny of that one many times.
Yeah. Interesting teamwork there. Julius 113 flat into the second split. Could he possibly maybe threaten Torska here? He's not too far off that at least, so let's see what he can do in the final sector here. He's gonna get a time on the board at least, so Julius actually goes ahead of Torska, so that's not too bad from him. And yeah, then we have Tipsy Bob starting his lap on soft tire, so expecting him to get closer to Pemi on this attempt. 31.3 into sector 1, that's half a second up already, so well on his way to improve. And then this really tricky traction zone out of the hairpin there, he gets it the power down quite nicely, and then approaching Spoon Corner. And this is also a bit of a tricky entry. He catches that curb a bit, but it doesn't throw him out. And there's Coyote ahead of him, but he gets pretty nicely out of the way. So Tipsy can get on with it. And then almost 9/10 up. So this, yeah, could this potentially be a provisional pole up? It's gonna be close anyway. And then just the charge to the line. DRS open for a split second there, and yeah, he does go P2, but not quite onto pole. What, 10th away from Pemi with that attempt. And yeah, Coyote behind him actually starting his lap. I wonder if is there somebody else actually further on their laps. Ocean Chief,
yeah,
maybe?
I'm watching Kebab at the moment. He's about to set his first lap.
Yep.
Coming out was one for. Oh yeah, invalidated on the yeah, midway through Spoon there. After the entry to Spoon, just went a bit wide, I think. So yeah, still no laps on the board for him. He's gonna have to come into the pits and get a fresh set of tires, and it'll basically be a one-shot qualifying for him then.
Yep, Ocean Chief 4/10 up as well, so he's yeah, if he can keep that up, he's gonna jump ahead of Boosted Mess here maybe. Chief across the line, and it is actually ahead of Lavi Fasole as well, so P4 for Chief. Just 3.5 tenths shy of pole at the moment. And yeah, Coyote, oh, he's also invalidated, so that's not gonna count. And on top of him, there's only maybe Tilde on a lap here. No, he's not really on a lap either, so... Yeah, oh, and Tilde running quite deep into the final chicane. He's gonna pit, yeah. And Coyote does cross the line, it's gonna be an invalid. It would have been a 26.8, so that would have been like P3 for him, but it is invalid, so unfortunately for him that didn't count. And then Torska also on an abandoned lap, so yeah, nobody really on a lap right now either. I wonder if Coyote is going for it again. He's not, I don't think so. No, he's lifted off.
Yeah, so it'll be Flesh for the next then to start his lap.
Oh yeah, Flesh as well. He's back this week. He didn't race last week, so let's see what he can do. I'm, by the way, a little bit surprised to see so many people driving in ERS mode 2 on their outlaps. But yeah, I usually turn it off myself. And yeah, Flesh, let's see what Flesh can do. He's currently sitting in P12s, and I'm sure he has some more pace in him than that.
And it says his laps are 3 laps old. I'm pretty sure that's a mistake.
Are they?
Oh wait,
0.
no, it was his best lap.
Oh yeah, okay.
I was looking at.
So is he like doing practice laps in quali or something with that amount of laps on them? But yeah, Flesh into sector 1, 31.5, and he is 4 tenths up. So this is definitely gonna be better from Flesh if he can just keep it on track for the rest of the lap. Boosted Mess joins the session, so I wonder if there is some sort of connection issues going on in the background. Hopefully not. Yeah, Flesh approaching Spoon Corner. Let's see how he can. He didn't quite hook up the inside curb there, but gets it nicely into the second part though. So yeah, this should easily be an improvement for Flesh anyway. And, second split is 6 tenths up, so yeah, he could. Oh, and that's look dangerous. Kebab, I think, getting out of the way. Flesh running a little deep into the final chicane. He should still improve here, and let's see how much is that gonna be. And he goes across the line, and it's P10 for Flesh at the moment. Yeah, not quite there yet, I think. Shakalaka has invalidated. What about Easy? Also invalidated. Kebab starting his lap. Kebab doesn't have a time on the board yet. It's a little tentative through the S's here, so maybe just making sure that he wants to get some sort of a time on the board. Flesh River getting out of the way just before the Degner, 32.3 for Kebab. So yeah, it's a bit of a tentative sector 1 for him, but I did catch in the chat before this race that he was maybe struggling a little bit on this circuit. Toward the Spoon Corner, and beyond Kebab, just about everybody I think is getting ready for their final runs. There's about 3 minutes on the clock, even though my stream will tell you 2 minutes, but we have that legendary glitch. And 12.2 for Kebab. Were you saying something? Sorry,
No, I just noticed just now that Boosted needs an invite, but I think he did get in. It might be an old message. I just noticed it very late from Sniller Henke in the chat.
Okay, so 28.8 for Kebab, and he sets a time on the board finally. He's ahead of Furiosus though, which is yeah, more bad news for Furiosus, or Furious, I guess is his name. I'm pretty sure he was called Furiosus, and that's why I'm calling him that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Chief is on a lap and a Boosted Mess behind him, so I think I'm gonna follow Chief here. Currently sitting in P4 and only half a tenth to Gerla on his previous attempt, so let's see what he can do. He's just about that much up on his time into Sector 1. Then the tricky hairpin, he runs a little wide, but you can kind of get away with that because you catch a late apex and gets on the power quite nicely. And then it's just sitting tight here towards Boone. Flesh River, I think, has decided that he's out of time. Or did he? Yeah, that's in the pits, right? So out of time and out of tires, possibly. Out of time for sure. Chief into Sector 2, he's 2.5 tenths up almost. So yeah, let's see what a Chief can do here. If he really hooks up this final chicane, could he possibly even threaten Tipsy Bob here on this lap? And looked a little tentative, but maybe that was fast still. Let's see. DRS open and across the line. It's P3 for Chief. 26.9. And then who do we have actually behind him? Boosted Mess Pits, so he's thrown away that lap. Shakalaka on an out lap. And well, since Tipsy Bob is improving in Sector 1 at least. Maybe I'm gonna keep the camera on him. Or is there somebody ahead of him on track? Pemi maybe? Yeah. Pemi out of Spoon onto the back straight. He's improving by about a 10, so Pemi is looking good for a provisional pole here. Or improving on that time he already has on the board. And it's the power down nicely, and it's gotta be a 26.3. Wow, that's pretty fast actually. So Pemi definitely gun trade Tipsy Bob 3 tenths up as well, so he could get pretty close here, but I think it's not quite gonna be enough unless he can somehow pull something magical about that, and he kind of does actually. He gets really close, but P2 for Tipsy, just what is that? 1.5 of a second down. Coyote into P3 as well, so yeah, two Finnish representatives in the top 3 right now, and then we still have Easy at least on a lap here. He's a little bit down in Sector 1 though. And Makender saying in chat, look at Kebab's brake input.
Yeah, I was looking at that for a while. It looks like he's just, I don't know if it's potentiometer problems or something like that, but yeah, it's flickering a bit.
Could be hardware issues for Kebab then as well. Easy coming across the line, but yeah, I think he improves. Did he maybe jump a couple of positions there?
Yeah, I think he took one.
Yeah,
or
so
two maybe, yeah.
Easy into P6, and then I think that's about it. Everybody is done, so only Torska being pushed into the garage, and that will be our grid for this race. So Pemi and Tipsy Bob really close for that P1, and then Coyote Ocean Chief in the next positions. Gerline P5 as well, and that's about the extent of what I remember in these. It's been a bit of a long week at work, guys. Sorry. Anyway, yeah, as I was saying, Gerla P5, Easy P6, and then Lavi Fasole, Boosted Mess, Hezi, SX, and Flesh. River rounding up the top 10, and Flesh ended up in that P10, though that's kind of not the optimal place to start, because you're going to have to start on those tires you qualified on, but on this track, it's not such a big deal, I think. But yeah, well, one thing that's going to be interesting to see what can Furiosus do from the back of the field in P14, possibly onto the mediums at the start. Let's see. And it looks a little overcast, but it's not raining at the moment. Schnellihenki, if you're watching the stream, can you give us some weather update here onto the stream? Is there any rain that we can look forward to, or is it gonna be dry?
Yeah, I've just checked Ocean Chief stream. It looks like it's gonna be just overcast for the whole thing, I think.
Okay, so yeah, that's gonna, I think, even more help out on the tire wear because the truck temperature is gonna be a
Yeah.
little bit lower, I think. And it should be a pretty simple soft medium here, I think. And yeah, and then loading up onto the formation lap, and then we're gonna enable all the graphics here. And yeah, everybody outside top 10 as expected, starting on harder compound. Julius actually going for the hards, so he's chosen to go for that instead. Maybe trusting Jeff, you shouldn't do that, because I think Jeff will tell you that it's like a hard soft, as you see on the strategy here. Soft hard is the what AWS or Jeff in the in-game suggests, but it's definitely soft medium instead, I think, on the, at least for the vast majority of the people. And yeah, so Pemi leading the pack on the formation lap here. One bit of a surprise to me, Tilde actually down in P11. He's generally had pretty good pace in these races, but maybe struggled a bit to really get a time on the board in qualifying, and that's very familiar. I've started down there quite a few times in Tier 1 this season. But yeah, of course the first starter on those medium tires. So let's see what he can do. It is I think at least that the delta between the tires isn't so hard, though, so that medium is a pretty good race tire around here.
Yeah, but of course, I guess that the track temp will probably be making a little bit of a difference, giving slight advantage to the soft runners, because they won't experience as much overheating.
Yeah, definitely, and yeah, there's a bit of a gap from Flesh River to the rest of the pack, but yeah, just rounding up the final corner on board with Pemi, and then approaching the grid, and I have this rather annoying RPM bug in Pemi's car. Hopefully it'll go away for the start, but there's not really much I can do about that, unfortunately. And Schnelly Henki suggesting in chat that Jeff has corona. Maybe. Hopefully not. I wouldn't wish that to anybody. Not even Jeff. Yeah, anyway. Last car also lining up onto the grid. That is Torska in the Alpha Tauri. And then we're gonna wait for the starting lights. It's 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. And probably the traditional wait before we actually get going. This is always a little tedious, and then we do get going. So Pemi seems to get a pretty good launch. Tipsy getting just about alongside him, but he will have to settle for second. Coyote third. Gerla actually takes Ocean Chief at the start, so he's up to P4. And is there some kind of contact at the back? Whatever happened there? Torska is actually...
Chief is fighting back around the outside of Twin 2.
Oh!
I think that was very impressive overtake.
Yeah, so Chief claims that P4 back, and Gerla is now under pressure from Easy Right, but he does manage to hold him off. So what happened at the start there? Torska and Hesi SX are all the way at the back there, and Torska has actually massive wing damage as well.
Yeah,
so
I didn't see what happened, unfortunately.
Yeah, and I didn't catch it on the camera either. But yeah, Torska has had some sort of a contact on the starting straight there, and yeah, his race is gonna be difficult. There is no safety car or anything like that from that contact, so we get on our way, and it's a yellow flag, but it's already gone.
Oh, more wing damage.
Oh.
I think Shaka has... Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
no.
Shaka has damage.
Yeah, so there has been some sort of carnage at the back that we've kind of missed here at the start, unfortunately, but yeah, it's gonna be a tall, long race for some guys. Kebab as well?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's some sort of contact in the first corners of this race. But anyway, clean start from the front runners here. So Pemi, Tipsy, and Coyote leading the pack away. Then Ocean Chief in fourth. Gerla pressuring him down the main straight, but he's too far back on this occasion and doesn't deploy this time around. And, yeah. Chakalaka chooses to stay out actually with that wing damage. That's yeah, that's gonna be pretty detrimental at Suzuka though, isn't it? But yeah, he's kind of in a tricky spot because he started on those mediums. And we have a yellow flag up ahead. What has happened there? Boosted Mess is out. Boosted Mess is out. What has happened to Boosted Mess? He has crashed out somewhere in Sector 1. There he is. And that's a very strange place to crash out. So there must have been. I have no idea what has happened there. I'm not gonna speculate even. I think we're gonna have to look after the race. And that's
Well,
yeah.
most likely has been contact with another car, I would guess, given that it is quite a strange place to crash. But yeah, it's at least a bit helpful for Kebab and Torska this VSC. They have committed to the 2-stopper after getting damaged at the start, and yeah, at least they lose a little bit less time because of that VSC.
Yeah, so disaster for Boosted Mess, and unfortunately, as I said it earlier, that was indeed a curse that I said in the chat that he did so well in Tier 4. So, I really didn't want that to happen though, but yeah.
Well, Chief didn't get a good exit at all out of the chicane there. Went a little bit deep, and now Gerla is right behind him.
Both of them kind of deploying, so I think Gerla will have to wait until DRS at least one more lap. They're losing a little bit of time to Coyote here, but not too much, 1.5 seconds to Coyote, who has also actually lost touch with the front duo. Tilde into the pits as well, so was that also a wing change? Probably. But yeah, there has been all sorts of contact that we missed at the start, but yeah, typical bad camera work from the streamer, who happens to be me, but anyway. Hopefully we'll live. And the viewers as well.
Yeah, better than in Monaco at least.
Yeah, I think we can't get any worse than that anyway. So that's only overtake on track or sort of only overtake in the entire race, and then they cut to somebody doing something else. At least I don't have that replay function, so you know. Yep, Gerla pressuring Ocean Chief. He's a little bit too far back at the moment, at least, but he's deploying a bit on the back straight here to get in that toe and try and get a run on Ocean Chief onto the main straight. He might have a run here, let's see. And, have to get a good exit out of the chicane here, and he should be close enough to make a move on Ocean Chief here. Ocean Chief does actually deploy just about everything he has left in that battery. Gerla also deploying a DRS open, and is he gonna go on the outside? And this is where we saw some contact earlier in the Tier 2 races, and Gerla actually has to yield for now. I would have expected him to make that pass, but yeah, it is pretty difficult to overtake after all.
Yeah, you kind of have to get the inside, I think, because that way you can kind of carry almost as much speed as you want into turn 1. But yeah, Chief did leave a little bit of a gap on the inside, but Gerla still decided to go for the outside.
Yeah, and Furios is also pitting for a new front wing, so he has also suffered some sort of damage at some point in the race, and yeah, committing to that 2-stopper as well, because he goes onto the soft tires now. Yeah, quite a lot of guys actually sort of out of contention already now with that. Whatever happened on lap 1, I guess we're gonna have to speak after about that one. But yeah, Furiosus, Kebab, Torska, Tilde as well. Kind of pretty far away from the rest of the field. Julius actually not doing too bad, is he? 1.8 seconds only from Hesi SX on those hard tires. As I say that, he runs a little wide, but but still, he's not doing completely bad at the moment. And Gerla on Chief, too far back, I think. Yeah, definitely too far back. The Chief kind of dropping away from Coyote though, so yeah, they're losing a little bit of time fighting here. Actually, quite a bit as well. 4 seconds to Coyote now. And Coyote has actually caught up to Tipsy now, so Tipsy maybe slipping a little bit. 1.3 seconds to Pemi this time. Yeah, Hezi SX right on the back of. Oh, and that's just as I cut the camera to him, he spins like half spins anyway into the corner, so he was sideways there for a little while, and yeah, that's not gonna do good things to your tire temperatures. You can see 112 degrees on the steering wheel there in the lower corner, and Julius spins ahead of him.
I was just gonna mention that he was promoted into the points, but
yep.
now he's back to P11.
Yeah, spins into the after Degner won there, and yeah, he's gonna have to also take care of those tires so they don't overheat too much now. But yeah, Coyote is what is happening here. Coyote actually making a move on Tipsy Bob, and he's he's gonna have to get that back, and he oh my god, that's a good save. He gets a massive tank slapper out of the final corner, and yeah,
Gula's gonna make a move. Gula's gonna make a move.
Yep, on the inside of Ocean Chief, and this time he will make that stick into turn 1. And now the interesting thing is gonna be, can he close up this gap to Coyote, which is 2.3 seconds. Coyote lost quite a bit of time there. I don't know, it looked a bit weird. He was sort of ahead of Tipsy, I think, already, but just got a big tank slapper out of the final corner there. And now he's lost a bit of time, 1.2 seconds to Tipsy. And Chief following Gerla pretty easily, at least so far. Let's see for another couple of laps what happens. So it's lap 6. If you go for the hard strategy, you could pit right about now already, I think. But I'd be quite surprised if anybody does that. Expect most of these guys to be doing the strategy onto the mediums instead. And yeah, the gaps are a bit spread right now, so Ocean Chief pretty much the only car in DRS range on track. Flesh River maybe closing on La Fasole, but still just about outside of that DRS window. And Chief easily getting DRS this lap onto the main straight at least, so he's gonna try and follow Gerla here and let him drag himself toward the front runners. And Coyote is actually managed to catch right back up to Tipsy Bob here. So Tipsy, could he maybe starting to struggle a bit on those softs? I don't know. Oh, and Shakalaka does now decide to pit from those from that wing damage, and I think that's gonna be a front wing swap for him. And let's see what he puts under him. Hard tires, so that's to the end of the race for Shak. It's gonna be interesting to see what he can do with that.
Yeah, normally you would go on medium size, you would go for the softs, of course, at the end, but with that wing damage, it makes sense to pit early to get a change.
Oh, and Julius around at the exit of turn. Is that like turn 2 or 1? How do you count that? Yeah. But
I think it's turn 2, but I'm not certain.
He's got wing damage as well. Let's see. He's trying to get out of the way here. Kebab and Shakalaka both passing him, and then Torska in a bit as well. So Julius, unfortunately, in quite big trouble here. He's got massive wing damage as well. So yep, he's gonna fall quite far back. Let's see. Flesh River has actually caught up to La Fasole here, and is pretty much in striking distance here. If he can just get a good run out of the final corner, he's gonna deploy. But so does La Fasole, and I wonder if this main straight is gonna be long enough. Flesh is closing on that DRS. He's gonna go on the outside, and the camera angle is quite horrible, but is he gonna make it stick? He is actually. Wow, I thought he might have had a little bit too little speed over there, but yeah, he's made it stick up to P7. Good move. And nice racing by both of them actually there. So, and the yellow flags I guess are for Julius getting out of the way there, yeah. And yeah, what can we actually, and something that we have missed there actually as well is that Coyote has picked up P2 from Tipsy. So yeah, Tipsy looked really strong in the opening laps there, but he's maybe had a bit of difficult phase here in this race, and he's now dropped first of all from Pemi's toe, and he's gonna now try and hang on with Coyote here. Could Tipsy maybe try some sort of an undercut here? What do you think? Is it too early for medium?
Yeah, it's. I can definitely pit from now, I'd say.
Yeah, so it's maybe something that he could consider. Let's see what he chooses to do there at the pit entry right now, and he does not pit at least this lap. So
but it's going to be interesting to see if Coyote can catch up to Perry now. So
yeah,
we might have a battle for the lead, or maybe a battle between the top 3 cars even.
Yeah, Ocean Chief also, by the way, managing to hang on with Gerla here, which is nice to keep that battle alive as well. And Chief kind of also had that opportunity here to go for that undercut, but he's chosen not to do that. But the gaps actually, if I look at like, oh, and because Gerla had an issue there, he has, because he's fallen behind Chief. He must have made a mistake on top of Dunlop there, or whatever happened there. I had the camera on them, but I was just looking at completely something else. So I think Gerla has made a mistake there. Yeah, and Chief has gone back up to P4, and I would expect somebody to pit this lap now from the leading pack. And Coyote, yeah, I think they have marginally caught up a little bit to Pemi, but not too much. 2.6 is the gap. It was 3 seconds, I think.
Oh, Shaka.
Oh.
I was just on board with Shaka. The break there, he was catching up to Kebab, but yeah, he just got sideways through turn 4, I think it was.
No damage, I
dropped
think.
4 seconds, but it was just a bit of a half spin, just sort of drifting through the corner. But yeah, it cost him around 3 seconds.
And Tipsy actually going for the overcut, so Coyote and Pemi both pitting for mediums this lap, and also Gerla doing the same. So Tipsy and Ocean Chief, the Irish boys, continuing on for another lap, and they're gonna go and try and go for that overcut. But I think both of them are kind of out of battery here, so yeah, I think... yeah, let's see, but I think they might be undercut here pretty hard by these other guys around them. Yeah, both of them pretty much equal on ERS by 10% for both of them, so let's see what they can do. Pemi and Coyote and also Gerla and Flesh River coming out in nice clean air on those fresh mediums, so they can push now on that outlap. There's like 7 seconds to Lavi Fasole. So Pemi is basically in a really nice position here, because he's not gonna run into any traffic, is he? Looking good, and Coyote maybe closing a little bit on that. So Coyote, after that start to the race, he's kind of finding his groove now and actually catching up to Pemi. And he is, I know him to be quite a fast guy from F1 2019, but he's been a little out of touch, I think, with this game. And played more of the iRacing and those other sims. Tipsy up into the pits also, Ocean Chief and Easy. And let's see where these guys actually come out now. So Tipsy trundling down the pit lane, and Pemi is already on the main straight. So Pemi is definitely gonna get him here, isn't he? And Pemi charges past, and also Coyote. Tipsy is not too far behind Coyote though, so yeah. He has lost about 1.5 seconds though, I think. Or even more, 2 seconds maybe.
Yeah, but Coyote has caught up a lot now.
Yeah.
To Pemi.
Yeah, so Coyote definitely enjoying those medium tires. Ocean Chief was undercut by Gerla, as I kind of predicted would happen, but he...
Oh, curious.
Oh.
Yeah, sorry to...
yeah, that's okay.
Sorry to buzz in, but yeah, he was about to make a move on the outside there of turn 1, and he just outbraked himself a bit, I think, and went down onto the dirty stuff. Went wide.
Yep, trying to get past Tilde here. He's Curious is very, very low on ERS. And yeah, the gaps. This is pretty much the only battle on track, isn't it, right now? So let's keep the camera on yellow flag. Who is that? that Julius again? Yeah, it is Julius. So yeah, Julius still struggling a bit there. But I gotta hand it out to him that he sort of never quits from these races, even though he's he's sometimes lapped a couple of times per race. But yeah, that's the only way to learn, I guess. Pemi setting the fastest lap of the race. That is instantly taken by Coyote behind him. 1.7 is the gap now. So yeah, Coyote looking pretty strong here actually in this race. And Tipsy, yeah, is Tipsy actually getting maybe Girl and Ocean Chief are catching him a little bit. So oh, and it's Tilde pitting. And he's gonna go into the medium tires, and that's to the end of the race. Mackinder mentioning in chat flying Coyote indeed. He's still got some work to do though. 1.7 to Pemi is the gap. Yeah, we actually pick up here yeah, that's the gaps are a bit difficult right now for battling. Is that, oh no, Julius spinning again, and those softs are not gonna be in great shape after that spin, and he's gonna be lapped by his teammate Hesi SX there. So Julius really struggling today as well. Yeah, Coyote actually closing that gap still, 1.3 seconds now. So maybe we'll keep our camera on this leading duo here. Coyote trying to chase down his fellow Finn Pemi. I think these two guys have also clashed together in LOR before as well. So yeah, it's good to see them clash in SLR as well. And Tipsy Pop actually fallen down a bit, 4.4 seconds. Gerla closed on him a bit, about half a second, but it's still 1.8 to Gerla. And so, Kebab getting penalty for corner cutting. Wonder if he had to cut the final chicane or something. Maybe.
Now Tilda's gonna make a move, and Shaka he's gonna take the outside line, even though Shaka did leave the inside open, but he doesn't need it. He's just gonna go straight around the outside, and yeah, that looked like a fairly easy move.
And yeah, Kebab in the background there actually has spun somewhere in turn 1 there, so he's got wing damage again. Ay, that's unfortunate for Kebab, but maybe the only, no, I'm looking at it wrong. He probably would have. Well, I guess he would have to hit once more anyway.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the only saving grace in this situation for him. Oh, and he goes like, oh, and into the wall as well. Is that gonna be something? Just a yellow flag for now, at least. No safety car for that, and that looked like he might have, or he was in danger of losing a wheel there. Ocean Chief has once again, by the way, caught up to Gerla. So Gerla has made a mistake, I think, on that previous lap, because he's lost quite a lot of time to Tipsy, and Chief is now within 0.7 seconds of him. And also Coyote on Pemi, so we have two fights here on track right now. Kebab cut corners with that broken front wing, unfortunately. And yeah, Coyote is really on the back of Pemi here. Could he line him up for the main straight here, possibly? The Coyote having a little bit more ERS than Pemi as well. We'll keep an eye on this battle. They've lapped Torska, who is the Alpha Tauri behind them in the pictures, and I think Kebab is, yeah, this is gonna be a retirement, our second of today, into the pits for Kebab. And yeah, it was a bit of a frustrating race for him. I wonder if he had some sort of a brake issue as well, as you guys talked about in the qualifying already. So yeah, we'll take a look at it afterwards. But Coyote has now DRS on Pemi on the main straight. He's not deploying though, so this is not the not the lap that he's gonna go for it. He's gonna have to wait another one.
Yeah, and
Very
we have
close.
had a yellow flag as well from that retirement from Givab, which
Yeah.
of course could, even though the FIA might not want to give a penalty for it, it might still grant a penalty in the game.
Yeah, if you overtake under yellows, that's true. So could be that that was also just smart from Coyote to stay behind, and he wasn't really close enough. You have to be pretty close out of the final corner to actually get a run on the main straight. Yeah, he continues within that second behind Pemi, and yeah, Ocean Chief just about hanging on to Gerla now. He's dropped out of DRS just now, but let's see what he can do. Kind of catching Tipsy Bob a little bit here, so Tipsy not really enjoying those medium tires that much. You saw him do some really good races this week in Tier 4 and Tier 3 as well, but maybe not, I don't know, maybe just not in the zone today for Tipsy. He's of course running in P3, which is not exactly bad, I would say, but you know, he did really well in Tier 4 and 3 this week. And Coyote once again gets a bit of a scruffy exit out of the final corner, and it's not close enough, I don't think so. Furiosus, by the way, is really close to Tilde.
Yeah, Till just made a mistake into Degnet 2, went a bit wide. So now Furious is right up behind him.
Yep, Coyote got close on the main straight, but not closer than 310, so he's gonna have to wait one more lap at least again. And Ocean Chief is also getting some pressure behind from Easy now, who has caught up to the back of those guys. But we're gonna see what happens here for in the battle for the last points finishing position here, which Furiosus is gonna try and challenge for. And oh, until they're cutting that final chicane. I wonder if Furiosus cut it as well, but it looked a bit like that.
It looked like it, yeah.
And he's gonna go for this move here. He doesn't deploy, but he doesn't have to. He got a good run out of the final chicane and easy pass with DRS until they into turn 1. And oh, okay, that looked like Tilde was a bit loose there, but he's kept it on track. Then yeah, I guess we can cut the camera back to this leading pack, and maybe also try and keep an eye on that gap from Easy to Ocean Chief, which is also under a second now.
Yeah, Coyote with twice as much ERS as Pimmy at the moment.
Yeah, looks like he might be just saving that, and sort of not really interested in passing Pemi at least, and on this occasion. And Easy also too far back from Chief. Chief has only 3% DRS, by the way, so he will be under pressure if Easy can close that gap anymore. And, yeah, these are basically the two battles on track right now. So Coyote and Pemi for the lead of the race, and then Easy for P5 on Ocean Chief. And Gerla, when did that actually happen? He's picked up a 3-second penalty. That's pretty crucial as well.
Yeah, that happened a few laps ago, I think.
Right, so Gerla at the moment is in danger of losing 2 positions, so if the race finished like this, but it's still 10 laps to go, so anything can happen here at Suzuka. And Coyote closing a little bit once again on this back straight here. He's a bit closer, I think, this time around, but let's see if he can get a good enough exit out of the final corner. That kind of has been a struggle for him, and he kind of runs a little deep once again on the second part of the chicane, and I think he might be too far back once again, and yeah, he's not even deploying at all, so yeah, just content with running in that DRS of Pemi, and yeah, then Easy on Ocean Chief. Ocean Chief goes a little bit on the inside to try and break that toe, but I think Easy is too far back this time around, yes. No changes. And And yeah, yeah, this has kind of been the trend now. Coyote, I think, has been following Pemi for like 5 or 6 laps now soon, and yeah, they're kind of dropping Tipsy something like 3-4 tenths a lap here, and Tipsy, on the other hand, is holding Gerla, Ocean Chief, and Easy at bay, so he's doing just enough to keep that P3 for now at least, and strengthen his lead in the championship of this tier. And Coyote, yeah, it's once again pretty close here on the back straight. Pemi, they kind of both managed to charge up their battery because Coyote hasn't really gone for it on any lap yet on the main straight. And that's a yellow flag, and who is that? Is that just somebody getting out of the way?
Okay.
Oh yeah, he's just getting out of the way, I guess. And once again, Coyote doesn't really get he's deploying now. So he's gonna be closing on Pemi, but he's not close enough. So he sort of stopped deploying midway down the straight and got really close, but didn't go for it this time around either. What about Easy on Ocean? Gonna be close, and this, oh my word, they do leave space, and yeah, he has to back out of that one, so I think he caught him up a little bit too late to go for that move on the inside. Chief did leave him space, but there was pretty much nowhere to go and carry speed on the inside there. So they didn't crash like, we saw a couple of crashes like that in Tier 2 in that corner. But yeah, they've this small battle has already cost about a second toward Gerla, so yeah, let's see what happens onto the main straight once again. And yeah, Coyote once again, it gets kind of close here out of Spoon, and then on the toe here on the back straight he gets closer to Pemi, but has never really got a good run out of the final chicane, and let's see if he can do it this time around. Also keeping the eye on the gap on Easy to Ocean. Is Easy actually gonna go for it here on the back straight? Coyote, I think, is also closer. Does it? We're gonna have two battles here at the same time, and Easy on Ocean Chief, and let's see. I'm gonna see Coyote is not gonna go for it this time around, but yeah, let's see if what happens with Easy on Ocean Chief for P5 here, and Easy is quite close here this time around, and he's gotta go for it. Pretorius has disconnected from the session, so there's I think I've lost my co-commentator for a bit, but we'll do the best we can here for in the meanwhile. And Easy does make that move on Ocean Chief, and I'm gonna see if I can invite Pretorius. I actually cannot. How do I? Yeah, he's not online, so I'll have to wait a little while, but yeah, I'll do my best to keep up with the action here. Coyote still following Pemi, but not close enough for a pass. And now Easy and Ocean Chief do need to actually get back to that 3-second penalty window to Gerla if they want to finish ahead of him. They're right about outside of it now, both of them. Yeah, Coyote once again towing Pemi down the back straight here. Pemi actually pretty low on ERS this time around, and he's not got the best of exits, and he gets a bit sideways on the exit of there. And this is Coyote's chance. He's gonna deploy out of the final corner. DRS open, and he should be able to make this move stick. Also the fastest lap of the race, 29.9 for Coyote, and he's gotta go on the inside and take this the lead of this race. But he runs a little wide, but yeah, he does managed to keep it in the end. So Coyote into P1, Pemi P2, and let's see if we can follow him for this battle. Chief, yeah, just about hanging on to DRS from Easy, but yeah, he's got his work cut out for him to follow him and try to get within that penalty window of Gerla. Gerla also closing in on Tipsy, but he does have that 3-second penalty, of course, which is gonna complicate things a bit. And we have a yellow flag in sector 1. Is that? I think it's Torska has had an issue. Yeah, he's had an issue there in sector 1. And yeah, no big consequence to the race. He's down in P13. Yeah, I think just about the only battle on track right now is Pemi on Coyote. If he can follow around. Coyote has burned quite a bit of that ERS to try and drop Pemi, and we have a yellow flag once again. I think that's Torska again, so yeah, that's Torska struggling in the background, but yeah, Pemi is gonna get DRS this time around. He should be able to keep within that striking distance of Pemi. Coyote setting once again the fastest lap of the race, 29.7 now on those medium tires, and we have 6 laps to go, including this one. And yeah, I'm just gonna once again see if I can. Yeah, Pretorius is gone, so maybe his internet is gone. I'll do my best to solo come this one, but cover yours, everybody. And Coyote picks up 3 seconds. Oh no, that's gonna be a big trouble for his bid to win this race. Let's see. I'm just gonna quickly have a look here. Pemi has 1 warning from just about 2 laps ago, so Pemi is definitely looking very strong to win this race, unless Coyote can bring drop him out of that DRS window and manage to drive away. But he's gonna have to put 3 seconds between them now. And yeah, that's gonna be a pretty tall order, I think. And yeah, Coyote not really managing to drop Pemi, who is 0.7 seconds away, and he's gonna get DRS once again down the main straight, and should be able to close this gap down again. And yeah, he gets a much better run also through there than Coyote, and yeah, closing that gap to about half a second again. So Pemi still looking pretty strong to win this race with that penalty for Coyote, and Tipsy, yeah, kind of in no man's land right now. He's not really been able to follow these guys until the first, or after the first few laps of this race, where he seemed to have pretty good pace on those fresh softs, but he's maybe struggled a bit on this medium stint. And of course P3 nice for Tipsy, but I'm sure he would have preferred to challenge for the win of the race here. And also in the background, Furios has caught up to Hesiasex and us. I actually cut the camera to him. He gets a really horrendous exit out of the final corner, and he's sideways there. And got DRS, but he's a bit too far back. Maybe next time around. And yep, Pemi is still within that 0.8 seconds of Coyote, and Coyote has now burned his battery, the advantage of the battery he had there, so he's not been able to drop Pemi from that penalty window that he picked up a lap or 2 ago. And Pemi once again closing this gap to under 5/10 of the main straight with the help of DRS. And Gerla really closing in on Tipsy Bob this time around, 1.4 seconds. But yeah, he's got that 3-second penalty, which I think makes Gerla's podium pretty unlikely at this point, at least. And yeah, just gonna see what could Furious do something onto the main straight on Hesiasex this time around. He might be a little bit too far back, at least on this occasion, but he can close the gap at least with DRS, and maybe try on the next lap. And keeping an eye on the gaps. Yeah, DRS for Furiosus. He gets closer, but is too far back. Ocean Chief has managed to actually close this gap to easy a little bit, but is still just about outside of that DRS and tow window. And, suppose we'll just keep our eyes on this this leading duo, the battle for the lead of the race. Pemi, of course, winning this race as it stands because he doesn't have that penalty. Furiosus is really close to Hesi SX now already on the middle section here of the track, and he goes on the outside of the hairpin. That's really nowhere to go there. And and Hesi SX gets loses traction on the exit there, and unfortunately has to back out of that one. And who is that in sector 1? I think Torska might have had another issue there. So yeah, Torska and Julius at the back of the race have had a bit of a mare today. Yeah, Pemi and Coyote closing in on Torska to lap him again, I think. Yep, so Torska being lapped there again. Blue flags. I'm not gonna try to do a Sebastian Vettel who did that blue flag song a few years ago, 2016 or whatever it was. And yeah, Gerla is right in the back of Tipsy Bob here, but even if he does overtake him, he's gonna have to somehow try and find 3 seconds in 2 laps, which let's say I'm a little dubious that's gonna happen, but we'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Pemi actually sets the fastest lap of the race now, 29.7, so those medium tires still have some life left in them. And Gerla actually pretty close to Tipsy Bob this time around here. He's gonna deploy some overtake, but so does Tipsy, and I think Gerla might be a little bit too far back on this occasion to make a move into turn 1. Yes, he is. So and really almost running into the back of Tipsy into turn 1, but gets away with that. And fortunately they do not crash there. Ocean Chief has also managed to close onto that DRS range of easy in these final 2 laps of the race. So Chief still has just about 1 try here onto the main straight. And yeah, Lavi Fasole picking out 3 seconds there as well. Let's have a look at the penalty situation as well. So Coyote 3 seconds, Gerla 3 seconds, Flesh 3, Lavi Fasole 6 seconds, but that doesn't really do anything because Furiosus is about 21 seconds behind him. So at the moment, Easy is just about within that penalty window of Gerla, and Pemi is definitely in that penalty window of Coyote. So yeah, look, it's looking like a Finnish 1-2 here. Torilla tavataan, I have to say that in Finnish ones. So yeah, Pemi gets DRS once again on the main straight. He's too far back to really make any kind of a move here on Coyote, and it's the final lap of the race. He really doesn't have to do that either. Of course he wants to win this on track, so let's see what these 2 racers do. Gerla, once again, very close to Tipsy, but both of them basically deploying their entire battery onto the main straight. Gerla with DRS open, but he's too far back, so he's not gonna make this move on Tipsy, and I think also Ocean Chief is a little bit too far back on Easy to make a move here. So no position changes here on the final lap of the race, and then just about half a lap to go for Coyote and Pemi, who have really dominated this race. They've basically set no foot wrong here and have had the best pace of anybody here at Suzuka. I think both of these boys really love this track, and the Finns have always enjoyed quite good success here with in the days of Mika Häkkinen and I think Bottas also won here a couple of years ago. So yep. And Pemi is really close to Coyote here into the final chicane, but I think he's gonna back out of that one. Coyote putting his car in the middle of the road, and yeah, this is gonna be a drag race to the line, but I think Pemi of course has this covered anyway, and they cross the line side by side. It's a Finnish 1-2. Pemi first, Coyote second with that penalty, and Tipsy Bob is gonna come home in third. Gerla got close to him, put him under pressure, and he's gonna be P4. It's P3 for Tipsy, and I think Easy might. And Ocean Chief actually gets Easy. What happened there? Did Easy make a mistake out of the final corner? And whatever happened there? So Ocean Chief somehow gets P5. pretty much out of nowhere for me anyway. And yeah, Chief does overtake Easy somehow. I kind of missed whatever happened there, but Easy must have made a mistake in the final corner, and Chief has made that stick. Yeah, and then it's just our last points finishers today about to round up this race of Furious across the line in P9. A bit of an eventful race for him. He finishes 9th, so 2 points headed this way, and Hesi SX picks up that P10 to Finland as well. So Finland, 3 drivers in the top 10. Since I'm the only commentator here, I'm gonna have to sort of, you know, hype that up on my own here. Unfortunately, lost Pretorius midway to connection issues, I think. So, yeah, that is it for our race today, and let's have a look at here on the results. The driver of the day is Furiosus because the game thinks that's or calculates it based on how many positions he gained during the race. But I'm gonna have to take a look here. Who would be a good pick here for the driver of the day? Maybe I'm just not gonna give it to anybody because I'm alone here. Reserve that right. Yeah, so looking at the final results, also the fastest lap of the race, look at that 2/1000th of a second between there. So they really were a class of their own today. So Pemi P1, Coyote P2 with that penalty, and then and I think actually Pemi even won this on track if you look at the gap here, so it's a little bit over 3 seconds. Tipsy Bob 3rd, no penalties for Tipsy. Girl keeps that P4, so Easy with that whatever happened to him out of the final corner there, so he drops behind Ocean Chief. Ocean Chief picking up that P5 with 1/100th of a second actually, so close finishes here. And yeah, I'm sort of a little bit torn here who to give driver of the day to, but since I'm alone here and I am the supreme leader of making that decision, I'm gonna give it to Coyote just because I'm a fan of Coyote, and it was a really good effort from him today. Starting in 3rd, he had really good race pace today, and first league race in SLR, I think, as well for Coyote. So yeah, Coyote, you have my vote for the driver of the day anyway, and since I'm the only vote, you get it.
No, Pretorius here. I think Ocean Chief should get driver of the day for that one.
Yeah, definitely for that last minute overtake there. But yeah, I've kind of been alone here the last few laps because Pretorius, I think he's lost his connection, so I don't know what has happened there. I don't know.
Yeah.
Don't listen to anybody listening to this now. Do not listen back to this stream. I don't know what I've been saying the last few hours, but
that's a good way. That's a good way to get more viewers. Don't watch the stream. Whatever you do, everyone's gonna be like, watch the stream. Yeah, that guy overtook in the finish line. Apparently, he ran out of fuel.
Oh, okay. So I was kind of wondering if did he make a mistake or something on the out of the final corner there, but yeah.
I thought he gave me the position for, it was like he's reserve or something. He's like, here, you have the position, and I was like, don't give me the position, please. I want to earn it. But he's like, apparently he ran out of fuel.
Yeah, well, yeah, anything is possible. But yeah, I think I will have to call it a day here. It's been that kind of a week for me, and I don't know what I've been saying the last few laps here, but yeah, hopefully somebody made some sense of that, and and at least I tried to catch some of the action. The gaps were a bit big at the end of the race there, except for the leading 2, but yeah. Alright race overall. Not too many battles on track today, but yeah, it's sometimes like that, and Suzuka is of course a really difficult track to overtake on. But yeah, think unless Chief wants to have some sort of a final words here, I'm gonna wrap it up. And
yeah, I've got lots to say. I'm joking. But I'm getting messaged by people already about the race. Apparently not happy about Pemi leading by that much. But I think I from what I hear, Pemi's just been practicing a lot. So I think he's drove himself out of the no assists, no aliens tier because he looks like he's getting extra tentacles and whatever
Yeah,
aliens
and I
have.
mean, yeah, we've had this discussion a few times this week, haven't we? But I think I'd give them one benefit of the doubt because maybe Suzuka definitely is like one of those trucks where some people just really excel, and I don't know. I think I would like to see at least one more race before we make that call. They definitely were fast today. I'm not gonna deny that, but yeah, I'm just gonna shut up for now and end the stream here. Thank you, viewers. We'll see you next week, I guess, unless I don't know, lose my mind. Thank you and good